want to get your thoughts on the situation at the southern border. How do you feel when you see the crisis that is unfolding there?
You know, there's a lot of sadness because uh, the vast majority of the people who are trying to come in to the country are doing it for the right reasons. But at the same time, no country can take an amount of influx into its cities, school systems, health systems without preparation, without a way to integrate them into society. So the notion that we have an uncontrolled border is something that really it's not even debatable in America. Everyone agrees we have to have a border. There may be some debates on the margin, but it's really a problem.
It is a big problem, and I know it's one that Americans are expressing their concern over. It seems to be a key issue when they're surveyed in the polls. How do you think that the migrant crisis will impact this election in November?
Right now, I believe it's going to be the top issue. Even just the visuals of people coming to the border and some of the crimes that have been committed by folks who've done that are going to be very prominent in this election and a contrast between the top candidates. So usually the economy is always the top issue. And I would say that for the first time in a long time, immigration is going to be right up there with the economy as the top issue in this election.
I asked you about your upbringing in America and your memories early on as a child, but can you take us through your story? Because I want to get to where leadership's at in America. But first of all, can you tell us about your secret to success and how you got to where you are today, and also your time at Uber?
Well, Uh, I was just lucky. I mean, they were lucky and worked hard, but going to a public school in this town called New Rochelle, which was in between the Bronx and Scarsdale, sort of one of the richest communities in America and one of the poorest, and New Rochelle was in the middle. And I went to public school there, so I had quite a diverse set of students with all walks of life and income. It was really a gift in retrospect, and lucky enough to get into Harvard after that as an undergraduate, and then Stanford Law School after that. And I got to Stanford Law School almost at the perfect time for the tech revolution. It was 1998 when I graduated, so Amazon had just started, Google had not been founded yet, and living in California at the time, there was so much excitement and so much focus on the tech industry that I got sucked in. Even though I went to law school, I said, I need to be part of this tech industry. And I went to a startup called Tell Me Networks in 1999. It was literally a garage where you open the front door, like you would your garage, and had been there for almost 18 years with a stint in the middle where I worked at the White House for the Secretary of Defense for 2 years during the winding down of the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. So I had both a business tech life and then a little bit of public service, which stayed with me forever, having gone to some of these military bases in Afghanistan and Iraq and Guantanamo Bay. And that brought me to Uber. I met Travis, who was the CEO and founder, and it was just a black car company. And I said, Travis, I can't join a black car company for rich people. And so we became friends. And then with the launch of UberX, which was the democratizing part of Uber, that means anyone could drive and anyone could afford to take a ride. That's when I said, Travis, now I need to join. It was the wildest, most important part of my life. And it was an extraordinary outcome. And look at Uber today.
Where is the startup world going now? Would you still encourage people to take a similar path that you did, or are the glory days kind of behind us?
Every time one thinks the glory days are behind you, they come back, and this
Well, I love
artificial
that.
intelligence, the AI revolution is back in its like infancy, and it's creating the new level of excitement. And if you think about it, there was three waves. One was the internet in the early 2000s, the creation of the internet. Then it was the mobile phone and the app stores, which created an ecosystem of companies that could build around a mobile phone. And now we're in an AI and computing revolution. And so, yes, there's a lot of excitement. I always encourage people to consider it relative to being an investment banker or consultant. But it was a little overwrought up till 2021. Everyone wanted to be an entrepreneur. Everyone wanted to be a CEO. Everyone had an idea that they thought was $1 billion idea. And I think we're back into a little bit of normalcy. Where you have to have a good idea, you have to work hard at it, and you have to have good people around you to do it, and you have to prove something.